Friday morning. We're going to talk a little bit about Course Learning Center and give you some updates and try to keep you updated on the new things that are happening. Remember, this is only a year-old program, so we're still trying to figure out the bugs, and I guess we're part of it. First of all, thank you for using it. Even if you've posted your Google site URL from the previous year, at least that means the students just have to go to their Learning Center to find information about all their courses. Two updates. One, the Skyward fix is coming with this login issue. I know it's annoying. Hang in there. It's coming. The fix is coming. And pop-ups. The students should not have to copy and paste a URL to be able to use a link. It usually means, 99% of the time, it means that they have to enable pop-ups from this website. And that is either if they're using Safari or Chrome, they have to enable pop-ups. If they just Google how to do that, it should give them instructions how to do that. I know it takes a few clicks to be able to do that, but once they do that, they should be able to, once they hit that down arrow, use whatever you post. There's two things we want to show you. One is making sure we've had some issues with using a Google document as an attachment where students have to seek permission to be able to use that. We should be able to set up our documents where you don't have to seek permission from that. And the second thing is we want to show you how to clone a document so you don't have to type everything in twice. All right, we're going to show you some information on this using the Google Learning Center that I have for the Senior Outreach course. So, first things first, we want to talk about permissions. I'm going to upload a document from my Google document. What you need to do first is prepare your document. Obviously, you have it there. Again, we don't need to get permission for every individual student in our class, but we do need to allow some permissions to happen in our document or in the folder where the document occurs. So if you're going to share this document, yes, you're going to share it, but it's not going to be like we did last year. All right, I want you to go down to this advanced area down here. And I want you to hit this change part. There's two places I want you to look at. One is right here. We want to make sure this button is highlighted. So that means any student that has a Gmail account can view whatever you post. Most of the time, our kids will be logged into their Gmail account and they can post information there. If you have this button selected, you do not need to have the students seek permission for every individual item you post. The other one I want to call your attention to is maybe you want this top one highlighted. That means anyone on the public out there that doesn't have a Gmail account can view this. This may be helpful if you want to post information to have the parents to be able to access it when they log into the Learning Center through Family Access. This does not mean that anybody out there has access to this. This means anybody that logs into Skyward has access to this. Remember, Skyward is still password protected, so the information will still be secure for when you post on the Learning Center. So I'm going to go right now to here to say I just want to post this for the students at St. Thomas Aquinas and hit save. And then hit done. So now when I go back to the Learning Center, I want to post this item. So when I add this item, I got to spell it correctly, and I add the attachment, I'm going to add from my upload to district server, so in other words from my computer. And there's my binomial expansion. I open it, and it's there. Now, because of the way I saved it, any student can access it. I now go to my classes, and I say I want to add this to my 8th hour Senior Outreach. Notice I click the classes. Here, I want you to be aware of it. You know, the point or the 080475/001. This means section 1. This does not mean the hour of the day it occurs. Period 8 does. Okay? And I'm going to tag this as class notes so the students can easily access it. Since yesterday was an 8th hour day, I'm going to make it available actually yesterday. And I'm not going to have an end date so they can go back and access this whenever they want to. So we save it and we make that available, and we're done with that part. The next thing we want to go over is, let's say you teach the same course but have sections on an even day and sections on an odd day. We want to use this calendar as the main communication tool with our students. So they should have to go to the date where the class occurred and find that information. So that means if you have kids on an even day, they should be able to go here. And if you had kids on an odd day, they should be able to go here. So that might mean you have to enter something in twice. Well, here's an easy way to do that. Remember how I made the binomial expansion go to the 18th because that's when my 8th hour met. What you could do is click this button here and hit clone, and I can now select my classes, if I had them, that were odd and make it available on the 19th and hit save. Therefore, you do not have to enter everything in twice. All right? You can enter it in separately for your even classes and your odd classes. Yes, it lists it twice, but again, when the student navigates it based on what class they're in, it may look different for you, but for them it's going to make more sense. Hopefully you found some of this helpful. If you have any questions, we'll keep plugging away at this and making this a better experience for our students.